Ladies and gentlemen, Cody just won. I just peeked. I was trying to hold out and not mm, Cody won. Okay, there it is. Cody won with a nice it was so quick with the roll up, very how do I say this? Very Bret Hartish. Y'all know what it is. Attitude Era podcast. We're concluding. Cody is in the ring now. He is your dude. You know what I mean? He is your dude. I'm surprised. Bret Hart. What I just say? What they just say? Bret Hart, Roddy Piper. That's very Bret Hart ish. You know what I mean? I've seen it all, baby. I've seen it all. But now, very good way to end it because you have those two type of uh wrestlers who can really have a go at. Man, good match though. Good match. Very happy that they put this to the main event too, and I'm gonna tell you why. It's that chop. Oh, I'm gonna tell you why I'm happy it went to the main event, right? If it doesn't, that would have been bad. Crown Jewel Championship, debut of a new championship between your two world champions. I don't know if Roman should have went first though. That was whew, all the way right into that sleeper. Oh my god! And then Cody rolls over. That's exactly how Bret Hart. What I say as soon as I came on, check it and then check the timing of the show. That's very Bret Hartish. First ever Crown Jewel champion. Are we happy with this decision? What are we talking about here? Is it a good decision? Boog, what's good? You say it's kind of mid. Thought it was a good match. I don't think it was a great match. I thought it was good though. I don't think it was I think when it comes to wrestling ability for Gunther, you got to get a better wrestler for him or a physically imposing person for Gunther to, someone who can have those real rough power matches. Um but again, I'm not mad at the main event. I don't think it was a bad main event. We've seen bad main events. But I thought it was good. Good. Nowhere near a classic. Good match. Solid, and I think it helps to not make Gunther look weak. I also know that if you think about it, WWE Championship men's and women's, they split them, right? Liv, the world heavyweight champion for the women won, and then Cody, the WWE champion for the men won. So the titles are split because if it would have been two WWE champions like Nia and Cody, or two world Gunther and Liv, it may have brought one title down. You know what I mean? Down a little bit. But how we feeling about that? How we feel about the pay per view overall? We're gonna get into it or the PLE, right? Cody got both belts. He'll have a ring going forward. Um, I don't good man. I think I would have been happier if Gunther would have won. I think I would have been happier if Gunther would have won. But like I said, good match. Maybe a 7 out of 10. It's nothing crazy. Facts. I ain't think about that part. Champ on both show. Yeah. If I would have did the math, but I think my picks were selected, but not because of that. I think I would have thought about it more. Like Liv will probably get a win, and then Cody. Because if Liv wins, then Cody's got to win. You know what I'm saying? Nice roll up. That is exactly how. That's very Bret Hart. Bret Hart has a lot of victories like this. They were like Bret Hart versus Roddy Piper. But if you go back to the Survivor Series where he faced Stone Cold in his return match, coming off the WrestleMania 12 loss, he rolled he rolled Stone Cold up the same way off the turnbuckle. We put him in that sleeper, bong, the $1 million dream actually, and then Bret Hart got to the ring ropes. He jumped up to the second or top rope with his feet and pushed backwards and rolled him up. Boom, and the person still got the sleeper on. You can't kick out. So, ooh, we got both of them in the ring. That's a good picture. That's a good picture going forward. I'm gonna hold you. You got Liv. You got to pan that camera over though. They need to have someone break this up right now. I know it's a highlight moment. I know it's a WWE thing for me. Kevin Owens come out. You say Kevin Owens is off the rocker. Kevin Owens come out right now and just beat the shit out of Cody Rhodes. I'm cool, or try to, right? I'm cool with that because you said he was off his rocker. That would do it. Liv Morgan. Which one of these champions, if any, do you think goes to WrestleMania wearing that belt? Do you think both of them will keep belts until WrestleMania? And I don't think Cody will. I don't think he should. I think he's not a good champion anymore. I think the story is over with. He could have been dropped that thing at SummerSlam or so. All right, they're about to go into their post show. I'm just looking at these two hold hands and all that. Yeah, Bug, I'm kind of with you, man. I think the PLE was pretty good. They got a 100 post show, and that's the only time you're gonna have that title. You know what I'm saying? Who's he going to hug right here? Who is Cody Rhodes going to hug? Anyway, Crown Jewel is officially in the books 2024. We got inaugural champions. You got Liv Morgan, the inaugural women's champion, who is the Raw brand champion for the women. And then you have the men's side, Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes, who is the men's side of the house. He is the inaugural winner. I thought the match was dope. Well, 7 out of 10. Let me not say it was dope. I like the ending. That's about it. But let's get back into it. They started the night off with the bloodline. How are we feeling about that? I feel like that's ooh, I don't even know how to feel about it really because I think you could have did that. Maybe they want to keep Roman so far away from Cody at this point. Because Roman is the draw. He is definitely the guy. Uh so if you want to put asses in seats, put Roman first. I ain't mad at that. I also feel you can't put Roman on last anymore. And you better not. And the reason why is you got a match where two of your world champions, WWE World Heavyweight, are fighting for a brand new belt that you spent all this money on, that you've been hyping up, and that's not the final match that ends the night. You're shitting on the concept that you worked so hard to build. So Nazir James, what's up? What up? What up? What up? We'll see you in the chat. Just Eric, see you in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we're gonna get into that. You know what I'm saying? Who do we think should have won? But we're gonna how about this? We're gonna cover the bloodline second or third. We're gonna hold off on that, but we'll get into some of the other ones first. Because I think there's a lot of moving pieces, especially as we approach Survivor Series, which is later this month, November 30th. It makes sense for Solo and them to win for War. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. We said that I think on the predictions, uh, and maybe on the SmackDown recap. Definitely peep that, but I think they had to win. Now, who got pinned is the point of contention that we're gonna spin the block on this. But we're gonna start. We'll actually start with the women's fatal four way tag team title match. Uh, what up? See you in the chat, Savage. Oh, let me get my Instagram up because I forgot Instagram people's stuff don't be in here. So I want to make sure we're acknowledging them. Yes, we are live on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. So we definitely want to make sure we're acknowledging all. Where are we? There we are. Boom. So I just want to make sure I'm catching all the potentials. You know what I'm saying? As my second phone is charging, y'all, apologize. Um, let's see. So we got Bianca and Jade champions coming into defending a fatal four way versus Damage Control, Kyra Zane and Io Sky versus Chelsea Green and Piper Niven versus the Metaphor, which pick that name. I didn't even know that was their real name. I just always called them Jakara Jackson and Lash Legend. Like, that's just what they were. I don't know. The Metaphor. If they rapped, I would be okay with that. But what the fuck is the Metaphor? Yo, Pure Fusion Collection, the Metaphor, whoever's the content, you know what I'm saying? The content, not the content, but like creative. There's a team in there. Somebody gotta, yo, you gotta suspend that man without pay. because the metaphor is crazy for like the metaphor for what? You could let's just get into it. All right. So I have the match rated as a 7. A safe 7. There was a little botch with I don't remember if it was Kyra Zane or EO Sky. I'm trying to think back. Mogul Motivator, what up on Instagram? You think the pay-per-view was trash? Wow, ooh, that's a harsh comment. Metaphor from NXT. No, I know they're from NXT, bro. I hate the name. I'm talking about the name, the metaphor. Like metaphor for what? You know what I'm saying? I'd rather you call the Pure Fusion Collection metaphor because they was out there talking about can't no man take us home and can't no woman be like what? What? You know, so we all know or we don't know, but we assume that they all play for the same team. I don't know what metaphor is. I think it's corny as hell, but maybe that's just me. As far as the name, I like the group. I like Lash Legend. I like Jakara Jackson. Um, but yeah, that name is weak. Yo, Mogul Motivated on Instagram. What up? Shout out to you, my guy. I definitely would like to know. At a scale of 1 to 10, you can use halves and 0.25s and all that. What do you give the pay per view? The pay per view was trash. You put the recycling bin there. I see you. However, give me a number to work with. You know, so we can have a point of contention. And also those on uh Twitter and those on YouTube. Same thing. Give me your score. Where do you score this? I have the match. Let me put my matches down so I can put 7. Bianca and Jade win. Now I was a little shocked. Let me go over some of those picks because I got my head bust, but there's a clear winner in our predictions. Um Archie had Chelsea Green and Piper Niven and DNA, the podcast chief. You know what I'm saying? My man had Jade and Bianca. He saw the trees from the forest, you know what I'm saying? And I thought Metaphor was gonna win the way they did him dirty on their entrance when they had Kevin Owens come out and interrupt their shit. The fact that we really haven't seen much of them on the main roster, and all of a sudden we saw a bunch of them when they just popped up, and then you put them right into the PLE. We don't even know if they're off of NXT. I'm gonna just assume they are, and now they're on the main roster. I'm like, oh, they might just do some shocking shit here. You know what I'm saying? And I was wrong. Your boy was wrong. It was mid, but it wasn't bad though. I'm with you, Nazir. You know what I'm saying? Give me a number though. You can use points, 2, 5, halves, and all that. Out of 10, I see Joey Savage in the chat. What up? Hey, ooh, he said 7, and I'm being kind. Okay, okay. I have it at a 7 too, but let's see. We're gonna add up my numbers in the end for match by match, and we'll see if that you know what I'm saying corresponds to what y'all feeling in the chat. Um, I think Chelsea Green and Piper Niven always getting beat up sucks. I think damage control. I don't know if you want to go with a second title. I like one title and you go between shows because it really keeps there's not enough groups to have a SmackDown Women's Champion. And I even feel like that for the men too, but uh Jade and Bianca look strong. I like the face off with Jakara Jack with no, it was it Lash Legend? Yeah, Lash Legend and Jade Cargill in the ring. Because I feel like Metaphor is a younger version of Bianca and Jade, right? They're a less polished version, but they are a younger version. Give them time, and that's what they can be. Same type of spots. Now, will they be as over as Jade and Bianca in their future? Who knows? Time will tell. You know what I'm saying? Remember, these girls were on NXT and AEW at one point, and now they're like leading the way of the women's front. So solid for them. I like the fact they retained. But as a way forward, who's their next challengers? Mm. Who do y'all see as the next group to step up? I mean, you still have what's going on here. I honestly would like to see Tiffany Stratton and Nia Jax because that's a very good wrestling with a big powerhouse taking on. I don't call Bianca a powerhouse because for a female wrestler, she does all the power spots along with Jade. But Bianca's the better wrestler. She can wrestle and have any type of match you want, which gives them a little diversity, right? I would like to see that match, Stratton, and then there's always storyline because if you beat up on Nia Jax too much, right? is Tiffany Stratton purposely letting her take punishment so then she could turn and cash in the money in the bank and then all of a sudden get a win in a tag team? Or do they win, right? They win and strip them of the tag team titles, and then they're like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, we won." Nia's all tired, and you hit her in the back with that briefcase, and clap her shit in the back of the head, in the back of the head. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't want no, accidentals because it's, she got the wagon back there too. So, but boom, you hit her in the back of the head with the briefcase, and next thing you know, you got Tiffany Stratton pinning to cashing in the money in the bank, but they're tag team champions. I think that adds a new allure to it. And then you still got the tag champs, Bianca and Jade, who would be former if this happened, trying to get their shit back. And then maybe they start beefing and we start to see that tear into WrestleMania. My guy came back, Mogul motivated. All due respect, but those championships were definitely unnecessary. I give the whole pay-per-view a 6. Okay, I could work with a 6. Those championships were unnecessary. What are we talking about? I'm assuming you're talking about the Crown Jewel championships. And if that's the case, I'm not going to disagree with you. I mean, I kind of feel the same. Why do we have this belt and it's not leaving Saudi Arabia? They're going to get rings. If that was the case, it should have been a ring from the jump, and you should have told us from the jump. Because that's just another belt that you made that's not on TV. Speed champion. We don't know who it is. It's hard to keep up because unless you're watching Speed actively, it's who's the champ? I don't know. They don't come out with their belt. So, shout out. I was correct. Okay, yeah. I agree with you, man. I would give it a little bit more than a 6, but I mine is a 7, so I'm pretty close to you. Um, I'm pretty close to you. But yeah, Bianca and Jake retain. We'll see what their future endeavors hold. You know what I mean? Very interesting. Will Damage Control come back? Will Bailey and Naomi become a tag team? Or are they just gonna keep beefing with each other secretly and then going after Nia Jax? So SmackDown Women's title picture got some angles going, but we'll see how that goes. But anyway, Bianca and Jay did retain. My match score was a 7 on that. I'm just glad this event is over and now we can focus on Survivor Series. Joey Savage, that's a bar. I didn't like having to steer out the way of Crown Jewel, except for the women's world title. I ain't gonna lie. The allure that Tiffany Stratton can like you're gonna have two champions in the ring. They have to fight each other for a belt. One's going to lose. One is going to lose. That puts Tiffany Stratton in a great position. Like, let me just sit ringside because you know what I'm saying. And it made sense. That's the only match that I thought, oh shit, this might really be some shit outside of Kevin Owens and Randy. But we'll get to that in a minute. All right, so then we got Bronson Reed, big Bronson Reed, the monster, right? He's taking on Seth Rollins. How we feel about this match? I personally had this match at 8 is kind of high. When I see eights to me is like I can rewatch it multiple times. I can talk about numerous spots that I thought were really dope. I do like the multiple curb stomps in the end and Bronson bleeding. However, the tsunami early on, I thought it was about to be a squash match. That shit had me on some like, oh shit, he about to pack Seth Rollins up and get him out of here. That would have been crazy. Because again, Seth Rollins didn't need to win. But then him saying in the end after he wins, because Seth Rollins did win, y'all. What are you made of? Because he curb stomped him 3 times. My man ended up. Seth Rollins wasn't even on the ramp yet, and Bronson Reed was back up, leaking out the side of his shit, ready to go back to war. I love that. Make your monster look strong. However, I do think Seth Rollins, if you wanted, I think Bronson Reed could have won. Boog says the same. Reed should have won. I think that too. And this is how I would have did it, where he would have kept. He would have tsunami'd him maybe twice, right? Got the pin, and then tried to tsunami him again. Boom! The ref saying stop, 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 and then the ref reversing his decision, right? Reversing your decision. If you don't stop, I'm reversing it. So the world saw you win. Then they gave it up and reversed it because what you're doing is outlandish. I'm disqualifying you. The match is over. No, I'm changing the decision, bro. You are not gonna listen. This referee's decision is final, and that's my decision. What bullshit, right? And then we get on here and we talk. That's bullshit. They should never. That's what we need. Right? We need something to keep us talking. Might be a bad ending. Forces a second match. We're going to Survivor Series. Maybe it's a stipulation match, and that's how we roll. And for Bronson Reed, the stipulation is going to probably be a parking lot because he is king of the parking lot. He is that dude. Every time he's in a parking lot, he does something special. He beats the dog shit out of people, and that's what happens. Do not, you know what I'm saying? King of the parking lot. That's what he is. Seth is in a fatal four-way shot for the belt tomorrow. I got Bronson pulling up and messing that up for Seth. I agree. What was the match that Seth messed up for Bronson? Does anyone remember? Is where he made his return. He made his return on that one, and Curb stomped him. And Bronson, I think it was the Intercontinental title tournament. I think I could be wrong, but please correct me. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give Seth and Bronson 7.5. I do think they got the winner wrong, but I think tomorrow night, which they are still in Riyadh, so it'll be a live show. We expect a live show. It is Seth Rollins versus Damian Priest versus Sheamus versus Dominic Mysterio, fatal four way for the number one contenders match to Gunther. I like it. However, Seth needs to be cost that match because I don't want to see Gunther lose to Seth Rollins. But if it happens, then does that mean Bronson's getting title shots now? And that's a good look. However, no one expects him to win a world title going towards WrestleMania season. That's the bad part. They even said it today. Today is Bronson Reed's first ever PLE. Hell of a match to start. You starting off with one of the company guys, top 5 in the company. You know what I'm saying? I would say it's Roman, Seth, Cody. We can switch Cody and Seth if you want to, but all I know is I looked up the ratings for October 2024 for SmackDown and compared them to October 2023 SmackDown. The difference was the champion, and we're almost an entire 1 million viewers down. So last year was 2 point. I still got it in my phone. Let me see. Let me give y'all the details. Let me give y'all the juicy gossip in case you don't believe me, because I got to do my research. I wouldn't be me if I didn't. You know what I mean? But is Cody really holding it down? SmackDown October 2024 ratings. Ready? Y'all want me to read last year's or this year's first? Let's just go with this year's. Hey, October 4th. That's the first month. That's the first Friday of the month, right? The episode garnered 1.51 million viewers. 1.51. October 11th, viewership rose up. Rose up. Ready? Got ready for this? This shit is up. 1.65. 1.65 million people. You got, you know what I'm saying? That's cool, right? 1.65. October 18th. 1.37. 1.37. I'm not gonna keep reading all the numbers afterwards, but 1.37 million viewers, right? That's a 0.42 in the 18 to 49 demographic. Why is that important? That's WWE's, right? And then October 25th, that's this year, 2024, right? 1.41. So as high as champion, because remember, we're putting this on the champion's back, same way they did Diesel, Shawn, Triple H, Stone Cold, all the other champions, right? The high for Cody, 1.65 million people. Damn, right? Let's see what SmackDown 2023 was last year, October 6th, 2.31 million. October 13th, viewership increased to 2.41 million. October 20th, viewership goes down, y'all, to 2.25 million. And last but not least, on the last whatever of the month, now here they put an asterisk by this number because it is low. However, World Series, which we just had for this one, however, last year SmackDown had to change channels and go to FS1. And it literally has a note saying this might have resulted in a significant drop because it went to 1.14. So literally on a horrible episode, switching networks for viewership, Roman Reigns batted a Cody Rhodes number because Cody's low is 1.37. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, 1.37. And you did 1.14. But on a typical, even if you average that in 2.31, 2.41, 2.25, these are millions of people. You've damn near lost 1 million viewers, right? So again, there you have it, right? So when we say stuff about Cody and people trying to defend it, yeah, he sells T-shirts. The kids love him. Parents will buy. My kids love Cody Rhodes. 18 to 49, people be like, yeah, yeah, I am. But a million people have tuned out. Where'd they go, right? If you want, tell them to come to the Attitude Era podcast. You know what I'm saying? We'll take care of you. We get you right. But Seth Rollins is the guy. Bronson Reed, he gets the win. 7.5 is where I have that match. You know what I'm saying? So good match. I believe tomorrow night we'll see Bronson Reed get some revenge, and this thing will roll into Survivor Series and maybe culminate there. Joey, you saying Seth didn't need the win? I agree with you. Level he's at, I agree with you. Tyrell, Bird, you had it at a 6 point. No, I'm lying to you. You had it at a 6 out of 10. So did my man on Instagram, the Mogul Motivated. So seeing a lot of sixes. I'm seeing a lot of sixes. Okay, cool. All right. So Seth Rollins picked up that win. It was cool. 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 However, then we get into Liv Morgan and Nia Jax. I like this match, y'all. I ain't gonna hold you. I like the match. I might be corny for that, but I liked the idea when Tiffany came down. At first, we didn't see Dom. We didn't see Raquel Diesel or AKA Raquel Rodriguez, and we didn't see Tiffany. And then Tiffany makes her grand entrance with the cash in. These women got to stop with this about to make it a triple threat. Why? Why? Wait till the match is over and someone's laid flat and get your easy win. You trying to turn into a triple threat, man? This will be cool. No, it won't. No, it won't. You're bugging. You know what I'm saying? Because had that would have happened and you win, what do you win? You pin the person, and now it's you know what I'm saying. Like it was kind of like it wasn't a botch, but it's like you're fucking up the match. Just go to the ringside, put the cans on, and sit there and just keep dangling that shit in front and let people know what you're here for. And then that'll prompt everything else because people don't want you to cash in. Specifically, Nia Jax. Come here, girl, get your ass back. You know what I'm saying? That whole conversation comes out. Anyway, I like the match. I got it as 8. I would rewatch this match. Big Mama Cool. Yo, hashtag that. Big Mama Cool Raquel. Dog, that's cold. Big Mama Cool. That's funny as hell. I give this match an 8. It barely, if I were to be honest, it's probably like a 7.9 or 7.8, but I'm gonna round it up. So, I like the match. I liked it. I like Liv Morgan getting the win. I think she needed the win. However, with Rhea being out, where does Liv Morgan go? I don't see nobody on that roster right now. This is why I was hoping the Tiffany thing would have kind of worked out, where she would have won. Tiffany cashes in on her because Nia still got Naomi problems. Bailey was with Naomi when she was like, "Keep that warm for me." Like you still got contenders sitting right there in your face. Liv doesn't really have that. Last time I remember, correct me if I'm wrong. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Last time I remember, yo, that's wild. I'm just noticing that on my screen. That's funny as hell. Your Joey Savage's Joey Savage's screen thingy. This picture. That's what I'm looking at. I was like, what the hell? Anyway, um, I think Liv needs an opponent, a new person. They focused so long. Liv's whole winning after she beat Becky Lynch for that title. Did she beat Becky or did she beat? I can't remember who she beat, y'all. Was it Becky Lynch? I think it was Becky Lynch. Damn, why can't I remember? It's been that long ago. And then yeah, she beat Becky Lynch, and then Rhea came back, and the whole Dom thing, and Judgment Day, and ruining Rhea's life, and that has been playing out long. Who else is in the title pit? I remember Zelina Vega. Zelina Vega had got her shot when they went to Puerto Rico. Oh, Puerto Rico. Liv beat Becky with Dom's help. Appreciate you, Joey. Um, I was like, my memory got foggy for a second. This coffee, I'm first of the day, even though it's in the afternoon. But and I got my water. You know what I'm saying? And I got my water. It's got to stay. DNA. Drink money, drink money, drink water, get money, drink water. You messed the whole acronym up, y'all. Podcast chief gonna come on here and like kill me. Um, I don't see nobody. I really don't, man. And I know they'll pop up somebody all of a sudden. It's real easy. They could do a little small battle royal for her before you get to the Royal Rumble. Maybe a 10-woman battle royal, bring in some NXT people, maybe even drop a TNA person in there, but you got to do it like ASAP because you don't want to get too close to the Royal Rumble and you're throwing out the same thing over and over. Maybe even do a fatal 4-way like they're doing on the men's side, but I feel like that's so copycat, copy paste. So, Liv could walk around and say, "I don't have a opponent." I don't think they want to do the Raquel stabbing her in the back just yet. The Raquel stabbing her in the back over Dom and wanting to get with Dom, or that's a storyline that I feel like works down the road where she sees Dom and Raquel getting a little too comfortable. She starts helping Dom more than Liv is helping Dom. She One day she gives Dom some chicken nuggets. You know what I'm saying? I think the story writes itself. It's already there. You know what I'm saying? It's just, do you use it? And when do you use it? So I'm not quite sure what's going on there, but we'll see. We'll see what happens, y'all. Um, but Liv Morgan got that victory over Nia Jax. I like the celebration with Triple H and coming out, and I think they got a post interview on right now. I'm not watching it, y'all. I'm monitoring Instagram. Um, but I think the right person won in that. Because again, Nia can go back and face whomever, and she still got Tiffany Stratton breathing down her neck. Then we get our long-awaited Kevin Owens, Randy Orton. A match never starts, y'all. Let me go back to these predictions because I want to make sure these people get their proper due. So we start with everything but the bloodline, right? Jada, man, let me tell y'all something. Seth Rollins won, right? DNA picked it. Archie picked it. I picked it. Seth Rollins was a good pick. Lock. Liv Morgan. Me and Archie picked Nia Jax. And I said Tiffany would do a fucking cash in. Neither one of those two things happened. So I'm like double out. DNA picked Liv Morgan, y'all. DNA picked Liv Morgan. Um, so he got Seth Rollins right. He got Jaden Bianca right. He got Liv Morgan right. Now he did pick KO. I picked KO. Archie picked Randy, but the match never happens. So I'm not putting. I put the little things like you see that I one lined it. You know what I'm saying? I one line through it, y'all. I one line through. I try to be honest. You know what I'm saying? But that match never happens. It never gets started. Fucking KO takes a chair to Randy's back to get things popping, and the match never gets started because the bell never rings. And this shit gets out of hand real quick. I didn't think I was really looking forward to a Kevin Owens Randy Orton feud, but what the hell do I know? I know this. I'm looking forward to it now. Last man standing, or some sort of, you know what I'm saying? That's gonna be a hard sell because you got this, and keep your notifications on WWE, y'all. Remember lately they've been doing these social media attacks post event, post show type of things to keep the storylines rolling or to turn into a new. Don't be surprised if something happens tonight and it breaks tomorrow or it happens pre-show, and you know what I'm saying? So keep your notifications on. And if you haven't already, make sure you like, subscribe, and leave a comment and share. You know what I'm saying? Attitude Era Podcast. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. Um, get us out there. Get us out there so we can talk to y'all. But the match never start. I had the beat down as a good. I had it as an 8. I liked it. I enjoyed it. At the end of the day, Kevin Owens, they go into the audience, he jumps off like, I don't know. He jumps off the stands into Randy through. Basically, they both can't get up, so it's got last man standing vibes all over it. Especially because the groundwork has already been set by Triple H, saying, I'm protecting you, Randy. You're back. You had metal rods. You're not supposed to come back, right? So it's all of that emotionally, we've heard it, we're seeing it, we're like, damn, don't fuck Randy up. Yeah, Survivor Series. I mean, what else would you know what I'm saying? So I expect to see that there. I have it as an 8, but the match never starts, so it's an unofficial 8. But I'm cool with that. You know what I mean? Then we get the triple threat match: Andrade versus Carmelo Hayes versus LA Knights, and still U.S. champion. Was that the right call? Do y'all have that as the right call? I don't know. I kind of was like, man, LA Knight winning. I wanted to see Andrade win. I said Andrade was gonna win. I was dead wrong. Archie said LA Knight. Podcast Chief said LA Knight too, y'all. Um, damn. So I had that match 6. Nothing crazy. No, let me go up. I give it Andrade. I think stole the show from me personally. That backflip where I thought he was about to land on Carmelo in the ring, but he did it backwards to go out. He did a backflip out onto LA Knight, was dope as shit. Um, but I think we've seen the match almost too much. Like we've seen 7 matches of Andrade versus Carmelo. Then you throw in the triple threat. Then we had seen Andrade versus LA Knight. Then we seen on Carmelo Hayes versus LA Knight for the US title of the US. So it's like you've given us this in so many different variations, a lot. That's 9 matches alone. Then we also seen these guys going all the way back to the Money in the Bank where Drew McIntyre won. The only difference was Jey Uso was in that match, Drew McIntyre was in that match, and I don't remember who the other person was. You know what I'm saying? But that's a lot because that's where Andrade and Carmelo started beefing. They sold the show there and they started. So we've seen this a lot for the last God damn. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it felt like nothing new, and that's the only downside to it. So I kind of give it a 6, but I don't want to. Match wise, it's like I thought the match was solid. However, how many times you gonna rewind the tape for me? Um, And that's what it felt like. Not saying it was a bad match. Again, I thought the match was solid. I could score it higher, but I've seen this match in so many iterations of it so many times in a small window, right? You've had 7 matches with just those two, Carmelo and Andrade. And what you didn't do was give me different matches every time out. This should have had some sort of stipulation, a triple threat ladder match. Then I could have been like, "Oh shit, this might get kind of crazy." Um And then both men got US title shots against LA Knight solo. That you know what I'm saying? So it's like that's and then they're all in the money. That's 10 times. That's 10 matches. God damn. So yeah, and then you give me this. This is 11, right? This is 11 at Crown Jewel. So I don't know what's up for LA Knight to go next. He beats both men. I do know there was a couple times during the match. I think Carmelo Hayes tried to pin both men at the same time. Yes, he did. And LA Knight did off of double elbow. I will say this: LA Knight needs a different boot. I'm getting tired of watching this man slip on the ropes constantly. Now, maybe it was more tonight. If you watch people before they do ropes, watch the referee. I know the angles, the camera, they'll pan away, but the referee usually go over and he'll slide something across the ropes, make sure they're not overly greased. This will help in wrestling because you got baby oil, the sweat, blah 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 blah. They hit those ropes, that little bit of slickness, right? Especially if the ropes aren't tight like they should be, or whatever the case, it can cause for slippers. So maybe some of that was to play with LA Knight, but his move set with he's like he gets on second rope, then he jumps up to the top, and then he jumps off. You know, it is what it is. But he had like 2 or 3 of those misses tonight in this match alone, and he's had a couple in the last few weeks. That makes me go, maybe you should, I mean, if your legs is tired, man, reinvent the move set. Just climb up to the ropes. No one's giving you super cool. No one looks at LA Knight and goes, "That's an athletic motherfucker." No one has said that. We look at Jacob Fatu because he does the same move where he jumps up, boom, boom, and then you know what I'm saying. And because of his size, we go, "God damn, that's an athletic motherfucker." But no one looks at you and says that. So you could eliminate that move and just climb up to the top rope and do the same thing and get the same effect. So, but good match. I have it as a 6. Solid 6. If I want to, I just drop it down to a 5.5. But really, I'm just benefit of the doubt, y'all. Give it a 6. Where does Andrade and Carmelo go? Anywhere but another match. I know that. They better not put these motherfuckers back in the ring together. They better not see each other for 2 to 3 years. Why? So we've seen a couple guys leave, a couple men and women leave the WWE recently. Baron Corbin not getting re-signed. Indy Hartwell, we were talking about yesterday. She was released yesterday, but yesterday SmackDown was pre-recorded. So the match with her and Candice LeRae versus Bailey and Naomi was like, that's weird. You're fired. But you're wrestling. You know what I mean? So what I'm saying is with those talents gone, I don't know. I think the build up for other people has been poor. And so now it's hard to imagine who's the next guy up or who's the next gal up. So because they spotlight the same people every week, and it's great storytelling. But now when it's time to move on to a new story, it's very hard to. It's like, and sometimes the storyline is so people forgot LA Knight beat AJ Styles at WrestleMania. Many people forget that. And why do I bring that up? Because who got the shot at Cody Rhodes first? AJ Styles, but you lost at WrestleMania. You know what I'm saying? So like, shouldn't it have been LA Knight by theory? Like you bum ass bum ass Corbin was entertaining. I think his character was never used properly, man. The guy has height. You know what I'm saying? He can be physically opposing, especially with the right gimmick, that lone wolf, where you know what I'm saying he's coming out almost like Craven the Hunter. Think about Craven the Hunter. And you shave his hair, grow his for anybody who's losing hair, shave your shit, grow your shit out. That's the easiest flip. It's a hack in life. Even for dating, like, oh my god, I'm balding. Man, shit, clip that shit, grow this shit, and get the fuck on. You know what I'm saying? Stop fucking around with the fucking comb overs because Baron was doing it. He was doing all of this. And what are we doing? Presence, the appearance can fuck a character up. You know what I'm saying? It really can. So just like bad promos. If you can't promo in WWE, Chris Benoit before he went to WCW auditioned for WWE. Remember that. And you'd be like, how the fuck did they pass? Because Pat Patterson was like, the man can't talk. And that's enough. Because they are heavily WWE. When you start talking about other organizations, like so and so's a star in this Japanese league, and they're looking for flippity flip moves. They don't get what WWE entertainment is when you look at other organizations. They don't have the same regimen. It's not. It's not. It's not. They're there to watch the wrestling, the chain shit. WWE is built on storylines. When you watch a SmackDown, like Raw was 3 hours. How much time in that 3 hours was wrestling? It wasn't 2 hours, and it wasn't one. It was that much talking and commercials. You got about 45 minutes of a max of actual in-ring wrestling on a 3 hour show. Go ahead and time it if you think I'm bullshit. Like that's how much promo is. So when I say these things, I'm not like I be hearing people talk and people type and you're not really watching it. You're watching it, but you're not understanding. You're not processing what you're seeing analytically. How much wrestling did you get in 3 hours? That's why it's like, yo, condense that shit. We don't need all the people talking. Problem is, there's a lot of problems, but the 2 hour show is better. It's compact. It is what it is. Anyway, I think Baron Corbin would have been a great person for LA Knight if they give a Baron Corbin a very Craven the Hunter. Like when he was doing the Lone Wolf, bring the Lone Wolf back, and you had the Moon Howl like he just came out the forest. You give him that thick fur off the top, and he just stalks opponents. And whoever he picks as his next victim, as they're walking back to the ring, or he catches them on their entrance, or he comes out of the ring and like holds their legs so they get a count. They get counted out because they never make it back in the ring. Like little shit like that. Like, he's very tactful. He's very, you know what I'm saying? He's the lone wolf. You know how calculating wolves are? And then he got to talk the part. I'm not here to play games. I'm not here to talk. Keeps it short, keeps it brief. And I think they fucked his whole character up entirely. He was a U.S. champion. He was a Money in the Bank disappointment. And then he had a King of the Ring. And the King Corbin thing kind of was working a little bit. For me, I just would have liked to see more. But At the end of the day, it is what it is. Shout out to Baron Corbin. I wish the WWE would have used you better, bro. He was getting it together in NXT. I just, again, character development. They always say you gotta believe in your character. You can't give people dog shit and say put that on and go smell good. Dog shit and Versace don't smell nothing alike. So don't tell me that's gonna help you. No, it's not. The fuck no, it won't. No, it won't. You can't tell me Doink the Clown's gonna be a world champion unless you turn Doink the Clown into a Heath Ledger like Joker. That type of clown. A sadistic fucking John Wayne Gatesy type of clown. Not John Wayne, because he was waiting on little boys and shit. Oh, like that. I forgot. His whole shit is fucked up. Pennywise type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what you know what I'm saying? But an evil clown, like the killer clown. Y'all know what I mean, you know what I'm saying? But gimmicks don't always work. You can't give a nigga Max Moon to fuck. You know what I'm saying? I'm just anyway, let's get back into it, y'all. LA Knights retained. I don't know what's going to be next for him as far as who, but we're going to Survivor Series. I would like to see these titles back on PLEs more. Um, it's cool to do them on SmackDown. It does bring and Raw. It does bring. I see where they're going with it because they want to have validity to the shows. But I also feel like a woman's see, and this would be perfect because we talk about women's needing a secondary championship. Do not copy the men. Do not give them an Intercontinental US title. No, give them some new shit where these women can put on. They can wrestle. They can wrestle. We've seen it time and time again. So, but anyway, I'm not gonna get all into that. My recommendation is make a whole new title. One title you can either win off knockouts, submissions, or like you have to either tap them out or give them a standing 10 and they can't and that's how that title is transferred. So all them women and that's a standard match for them. So submission records, you got a lot of women who do the MMA or have an MMA background of some sort, whether it's Lola Vice and Jada Parker coming up because she's a street fighter laying people out, or you have Shayna Baszler. Who else is in that group with the fucking the Pure Fusion Collection. So anyway, LA Knight was the big win. Now let's get into the main event / bloodline shit. We're gonna cover because we did watch Cody Rhodes, so we'll go with the bloodline right. Nah, fuck that. We're going Cody Rhodes first. Because I feel like we just talked about how Cody Rhodes were a million viewers down from a year ago when Roman was champion. A million viewers down. 2.4. You want me to read them numbers? So we'll cover Cody first. Cody, good match with Gunther. I do think that I do think that I don't think the match was lackluster. That's not the words I'm looking for. I just think we could have gotten more physicality, and that's the thing Gunther can do, but I don't think Cody can do, and I don't think Cody can do it. Even when he does it, it doesn't. We could have gotten more. I think we could have gotten more. I do think as far as a technical wrestling match, um, if I compare it to some great ones, earlier I mentioned the show mentioned Brett and Roddy Piper because that's how he rolled up Roddy Piper off the sleeper hold. Brett also did the same thing against Stone Cold Steve Austin at the Survivor Series, coming back off his WrestleMania loss. Go peep that. Not the WrestleMania one, but the mission match with Ken Shamrock as the referee. No, I'm talking 96 because Shawn wins the title in 96. So that's the 96 Survivor Series. Shawn loses to Psycho Sid. Brett fights Stone Cold for the first time. And holy shit, what a match. What a fucking match. Go watch that motherfucker tonight on Peacock. I promise you. This match didn't have my attention. I was on my phone throughout. Joey Honest. That's what we call you. Joey Honest. I was attentive to it. However, I feel you on it. I'm not mad at that. Like, if it didn't have your attention, I can see why. It was missing. It's like, I don't know what it was. Maybe it's the pacing of the match. Maybe we should have just made this like, yo, Gunther's getting a chair. He's trying to end Cody. No, Cody's trying to do that because Gunther has said from the jump, I'm the best wrestler in this company, and I will prove it to you. And I do after watching that match, fully believe that. Gunther looked sharper. Hooper looked his execution of moves looks better. Cody looks like a great, all-time great Intercontinental champion. No knock on Cody. And I hold mid-tier titles highly. I hate when they start bumming them around and fumbling them around because mid-tier titles should show you who your next world champion should be. That's your real workhorse title. When you start hearing the World Heavyweight Championship is the workhorse title, you just fucked everything up. You know what I'm saying? Because Razor Ramon is the first 4-time world champion. You know, you got guys who are 8-time like Chris Jericho, but that's too many goddamn times. You know what I mean? Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, Tito Santana, you know what I'm saying? Chris Jericho was good. Edge, Triple H, The Rock, Stone Cold, they all held those mid-tier titles. And then they elevated. So when I look at how Cody performs in the ring and the Cody Cutter, and I think that's not a good move. Not a good move. I don't think the Crossroads is it's all right. It's not a bad finisher, but it could be it could use a little work. Um, but when I watch him, I see a really good like I think Cody Rhodes versus Razor Ramon would be a great match, right? I don't see Shawn Michaels having clinics with Cody Rhodes. I don't see Bret Hart having clinics. I don't see Chris Benoit having clinics with Cody Rhodes. I don't see that. I don't see Bautista having a clinic. I don't see the Undertaker. Well, Undertaker is a special case. We're gonna put an asterisk by Undertaker. Undertaker, if I say this out loud, motherfuckers is gonna tap out this whole broadcast, bro. But here's an asterisk. He has longevity and the promo game of the Undertaker kind of helped him. He has a dope move set, especially early on in his career, all the way midway through his career, all the way through like the early 2000s. And then after that, it just gets redundant with the Undertaker. And the reason why I'm saying this is he ain't got that many classic matches, bro. He don't. For as long as his career is, when you go Bret Hart, we just talk about it. Off the top of my head, I'm telling you, the '96 Survivor Series, him and Stone Cold, check it out. I can tell you that the fucking WrestleMania 13 submission match, check it out. I can tell you Bret versus Owen, fucking WrestleMania 10, check it out. Shawn Michaels, WrestleMania 12, check it out. You know what I'm saying? Him and David Boy Smith for the motherfucker at Wembley Stadium, check it out. Him versus Mr. Perfect at SummerSlam, check it out. Like the list go him and Ric Flair Survivor Series, check it out. Like I could keep doing this shit. Him and Yokozuna WrestleMania not check it out. Like I could keep doing it. Undertaker has, some good matches and shit, but it's mostly the hype of the matches. It's mostly the build up to the matches, mostly the story because of his character being the dark side, the creator of casket matches, buried alive matches, inferno matches, boiler room brawls. Like that's all been him, and he's had phenomenal stories. But when you talk about you go through that WrestleMania streak of matches, how many were top tier? Go ahead, don't worry, I'll wait. Was it Jimmy Snuka? Was it Big Boss Man? Hmm. Was it Psycho Sid? And we're talking about classics, not good matches, classic matches. So that's why I put a little asterisk by the Undertaker. But he was always able to have a good match, and he always had top tier storylines beyond, and it didn't really disappoint. You know what I mean? Like Brett versus the Undertaker. When he gets a guy like that, top steals the show. Him steals the show. You know what I mean? But it's not the Undertaker who's stealing the show. It's the other guy. How do we know this? Because they have a list of other matches. Anyway, my point to all that is I don't see Cody Rhodes going against any of those guys I named and tearing it down. I could put Seth Rollins versus Shawn Michaels, Seth Rollins versus The Undertaker, Seth Rollins versus anybody but fucking Sting. Because you see what Seth Rollins gave Seth Rollins ended Sting, bro, in the WWE, you know. But my point is, yeah, Cody is a great mid-tier guy. He could hold the world title for a little bit. I think he's held it long enough. I think we need to. Hey, I don't give a fuck if it's fucking Friday night. Take that shit now. Now you're down 1 million viewers. Where did they go? 1 million people go. You headed to Netflix. Wait, I mean, 1 million views ain't bad, but is that what you need to be profitable? Because we could all say, well, you're not getting 1 million. I'm not running a multi-million-dollar business either. You know what I'm saying? So please miss me with the dumb shit before someone tells me you're gonna run a million. Man, whatever. Like if I ran a multi-million-dollar business and 1 million views hurts me because I need more to make up for, you got production trucks, teams, you got to pay for the venues, blah 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 blah, all that shit, the travel over. I didn't watch his interview with Trump, but I did watch the interview with Theo Rossi from Sons of Anarchy. I gotta check those out. I didn't watch his interview with Trump either. I'm not gonna get into politics here because I definitely looked up what would happen if no one in the United States voted, and there's a reason why I did that. Just and I'll leave it at that. But vote for who you want. You are free to do so. You know what I'm saying? So if you choose to vote, vote. If you choose to not vote, don't vote. It's on you. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, we live in this country, and at the end of the day, we all got to operate. You know what I'm saying? And I wish everybody the best and the most success, and I wish this country the best and the most success. So may the best person who will do the best job win. The only problem with that is only time will tell. So, with that being said, Cody asks, Mr. Political, gets the win over Gunther. Did the right person win this? Nah. And the reason being, I get earlier we said a point about the world heavyweight champion and WWE champion. Men and women's side, they split those belts. Liv won world heavyweight champion and Cody won WWE championship. This way it keeps balance. And I feel like if we're gonna go forward, one of these years you're gonna have the same winner. The WWE and WWE on men and women's, or world heavyweight on women's, men's. It's gonna have to happen. Because if you always split them, it becomes redundant to where like, oh, one of these motherfuckers, they can, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I pick this guy, then the other person has to lose. Or if I pick this one, then the other person has to. That's just the way it is. Once people figure that out, it devalues some shit. But if you don't do that and you're like, oh shit, one year both of them, like, oh shit, it ain't about they don't care. You know what I mean? That'll show us. But good inaugural match. I did feel like it was missing something. I'm happy they didn't put a stipulation, but maybe they needed longer. Maybe they needed more physicality. And maybe they needed more physicality from Cody. Like ram him into the grab him, sling him into the ring post through like between the top turnbuckle and the second, right? Sling him into there, work the arm, bong, bong. I think Cody's moveset's a little like, come on, bro. This 2024. I like the bionic elbow, but I think Gunther caught it with a chop. I think, and I was so happy to see that. Like, yes, fuck him up. Um, I think more physicality from Cody would have did it for me. I give the match. It wasn't bad though. 6.5. 6.5. I don't even have that match written down, but I'm gonna put it right here. 6.5. So tell me how y'all scoring out there because hmm. Final match. Well, it was the first match, but this is the match I wanted to talk about last. The Bloodline versus the OG Bloodline. How are we feeling about this? They started off 2.0 Bloodline come out together. Solid solidarity. I don't know if Jacob came out late or because motherfucker said, I don't see Jacob. And at first I was like, shit, do not. But then by the time they're in the ring, I saw him. So whatever. But on the OG Bloodline, Jimmy and Roman come out together as Roman and Jimmy. The main event comes out next, solo. Here's my issues with this. Jay is telling Jimmy we're gonna be equals. Jimmy is still acting as if he falls in behind Roman. Now, this is good storytelling, but it also aggravates me a little bit because Jay said the same. Like Jimmy agreed because Jay was like, "Yo, we're gonna be equals, right?" Then he's like, "All right, let's come talk to Roman. Just come on and talk to Roman." He's like, "All right, I'll do it." No, bring Roman to me, motherfucker. Did you not just hear me tell you we are equals? If you the guy that wants this, right? Bring him over to Raw and have him come talk to me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like they naturally fall. I think it's storyline driven more so than like oh shit, I didn't notice that we're still having them follow Roman like puppies. I think it's the storyline of it. Like Jay wants to be his own man. He is claiming it, but he doesn't believe it in his own right. I think that's just the natural truth of it. He doesn't believe it. He believes it because he's like, I had a belt, but in the reality, he knows. It's like, damn, this is where I belong, behind Roman Reigns. Um, the match starts. Jay asks Roman to start. Roman concedes, but we get this bloodline. Even though it's the OG bloodline, man, we got some problems. Jimmy don't want to tag. Don't want to tag Roman, which leads to no, Jay doesn't want to tag Roman. I'm sorry. And it leads to Jimmy getting his ass kicked because Roman was putting his hand out and then Jay tagged Jimmy on purpose. Like he looked at Roman, putting his hand out, and he tagged and Roman's like, "What the fuck?" Jimmy gets in the ring. He's like, "Yo, bro, what are you doing? You could have just tagged him." Blah blah blah. Then Jay starts. I think it was Tama starts putting the beats on him. Mind you, Bloodline 2.0. It's Tama Tonga, Jacob Fatu, and Solo Sikoa are the three. Tamaloa is the odd man out, right, for this matchup. We don't get a Rock appearance, y'all. So if you didn't watch the PLE, we did not get the Rock. However, the match takes shape. Roman finally gets a tag from Jey Uso, and it's about 15 minutes in the match before he makes his entrance, maybe 10 to 15. I think they got to do away with Solo as being the lead, and I'm gonna tell you why. Um, Solo pins the OG Bloodline loses. Roman Reigns takes a Samoan spike from Solo Sikoa and gets pinned. Here's my issue with this: the wrong guy pinned Jimmy, and here's why I say that. Roman still should look so much sort of strong because Roman just went off a 4 year not getting pinned, 3.5 years. You know what I'm saying? Like the only pin he has is at WrestleMania. We watch Roman get beat up every week lately. Now he's taking pins to Solo Sikoa, who couldn't win the world title from Cody. So they, I heard if you want Roman to look strong, I mean Solo to look strong, he's got beating Roman isn't the thing to do because you aren't even in a. They haven't even prompt you up to be a guy that can beat Roman Reigns. This is be truthful. When you lost 30 some odd matches in a row, and after you beat John Cena at WrestleMania, we haven't forgotten. You have problems on the mic. We haven't forgotten. You don't look comfortable in your attire. We haven't forgotten. So you beating Roman it just felt weird. Now, here's a guy who could have pinned Roman. Jacob fucking Fatu. You have teased it. Remember when Roman went in there and it was a 4v1? He went into the steel cage and he looked and he closed the cage behind him. And the crowd cheered when they teased for him and Jacob. Lately, Jacob's been looking a little weak to Roman, where every time Roman goes Superman punch, he lays him out. But they got to go back and forth because Jacob is the guy that you want. You want Solo to be where Jacob is. Like the reality. When Jacob comes in, they're like, oh my God. Jacob has a look. Jacob has a movement. Jacob can talk. We heard him talk a little bit. Remember when they went to the airport a couple weeks back and he cleared security? Jacob is the guy to be beating Roman Reigns. Now, if you want to set up a bloodline 2.0 dissension amongst the ranks storyline within what you're doing, that's a great way to do it too. Because it's like the guy who's always like, I love you, Solo. I love you. He takes the pin, and Solo was trying to get the tag into so he could pin Roman, and Jacob didn't oblige. Right? Bloodline gets the win. Jacob Fatu, where Jacob Fatu says, I beat you. But Bloodline will say, we beat you. But then if Jacob gets a chance to talk again, he says, I beat you. The Samoan werewolf beat the tribal chief. Like Solo don't even have a cool nickname. That's how much you don't have faith in this motherfucker. If you think I'm lying, what's Solo's nickname? Solo? My man has his own merch. Fuck are we doing, man? What the fuck are we doing? You want Roman to lose? Jacob's the guy to do it. Solo Sikoa ain't the guy to be pinning Roman Reigns. He ain't the guy to be pinning a fucking. I mean, shit. Yeah, you know what I mean? Um, nah, bro. Nah, bro. That wasn't it. So to let me know how y'all felt about that. If y'all was cool with it, cool. But Jacob Fatu is the guy that he's also new to the company where he's got the most steam in that bloodline. Think I'm bullshitting when they won the tag team titles. Who was doing the damage? Every time there was a fight, who's doing the damage? It's Jacob Fatu. It's Jacob Fatu. You have the standoff the crowd between Roman and Jacob, the crowd goes crazy. You have the standoff between Braun Breaker and Jacob Fatu, the crowd goes crazy. No one goes crazy for Solo. Stop the bullshit. Please. You're killing. You think you're advancing the storyline. You are. That's cool. But keeping the interest, dragging the interest with you, people are jumping off the bandwagon. You're fucking. You want me to read those numbers again? Last year October versus this year October, you're almost down 1 million viewers on a consistent basis. That should tell you something. Listen, you want someone to pin Roman from the bloodline? It's got to be Jacob. Got to be. Well, we're not really trying. We want to get Solo. Solo being the leader doesn't fucking work. You fucked that up. You've been fucking him up when you told the world he was a Taz ripoff for John Cena. We all saw it, but now you're telling us. Then we've been waiting a year and a half for you to talk, and you get smoked. He can't. He's not it. He isn't it, and he will never be. Maybe a mid-tier guy, cool. World title guy, stop it. And Jacob Fatu follows the same moveset. Go back to last year's War Games. Solo would get hit in the head. Boom, boom. Very similar. So why isn't Solo the guy getting the reactions Jacob gets? Because he ain't got it. There's no charisma to it. There's no aura. What are you doing? Man, wear baggy suits with blonde hair. He ain't packaged right. He's not packed. My man got the dreads. He the Samoan werewolf. When they talk about him on the mic, the Samoan werewolf. You know what I'm saying? Like he's that guy. Like Jacob. What? He's the monstrosity in the bloodline right now. So don't play with me. Like got Solo winning, or set it up where Solo clears and then Solo clears. Jacob clears. Solo is waiting. He takes a lifeless Solo body and puts it onto the body so Solo can get the win. So then we know it's Jacob doing it. Jacob always looks super strong, but for paper purposes, yeah, that guy got the win. But come on, bro. Samoa Spike. And when the fuck Roman Reigns stopped kicking out? Like, motherfucker took off time, literally. Like, and there was a botch in that match. The referee with the count on Roman. Jimmy did the breakup, but it was like 1, 2, and Jacob. I guess Jimmy was supposed to because he was right there, but he was like a second off, and the ref just stopped the count. It's like 1, 2, but Roman didn't kick out, and Jimmy was like a second late. He pulled a Tamaloa, man. You be fucking with Tamaloa, you bound to botch. But Jacob has the look in the entrance and moveset. Yeah, 100%, Joey, 100%, and it's very aggravating. WWE does not pick up on this. And if you would say, well, they do, but they're trying to no, stop trying to just start to swap it, man. You guys derailed the whole main event last year for WrestleMania because you knew it wasn't going to make sense and people did not like it. They were giving you way too much kickback. You don't even got to derail this. You just got to okay, swap a little bit. That's it. And let's keep moving. It'll make the most sense. So then when we give you a Solo versus Roman match, no one gives a fuck. But if I give you Jacob versus Roman, at the Royal Rumble. You know what I'm saying? At whatever that Saturday night main event that's coming up. You know what I'm saying? That works. That's what we want to see. And we've been building to it with the cage closing and you being like, come on, you know what I'm saying? And all that. So whew, but that's about it. The OG bloodline did lose. And after the match is where we getting some good shit, right? They're standing over Roman. They're standing over Roman, the Ulafala. Roman tries to snap. Like Roman Undertaker's himself a little bit, where he's like, yo, he's back in full fight mode. Let me get that. And they start beating the shit out of him. And Jimmy and Jay come in, but it's a numbers game. You already beat up Roman. So now here come two versus the full four. They get beat, and all of a sudden, Sami Zayn music hit. The coffee's getting cold, y'all. The coffee getting cold. So Sami Zayn's music hits, and Sami Zayn comes in, and Solo's kind of the guys to chill. It doesn't make sense as Jacob Fatu as the tribal chief right now. I don't think he should be the tribal chief. I just think he should have been the guy to get the pin. Or if you don't want to pin him, Jacob dominates Roman to a point in that match to where he throws Solo over the body. So we see that Jacob is the guy for Roman. Because Solo ain't it. I don't think Solo head to head can beat Jimmy Uso or Jay Uso. Definitely not Jay. So why would I think he could beat Roman? You pinning him with Roman should have been the guy that we are standing behind. When he went against Braun Breaker for face to face, people loved it. You did the Roman versus him tease, people loved it. They literally were cheering. The build was there. So don't you know that I do hear you out on the oh you said okay I got yeah. I don't think he should be the tribal chief, but if you want to do a dissension amongst the ranks, you could. But at least let Jacob, because that's going to be the better match that we can build for. The move set is there, the look is there. That's the most important thing is the look. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, yeah, Sami Zayn is in there. Sami Zayn gets a good run where he gets a suplex on Solo. He starts to get jumped. Bloodline comes back in. They're clearing, and then
Man, nobody trying to see no Sami Zayn.
yeah, so then with that, we get the Solo's now trapped in the ring, right? Solo's trapped in the ring. All four corners, it's OG Bloodline, and Sammy goes for the hula kick. Roman goes for the spear. Solo ducks, and what do we get? Roman's face. We got fucking people laid out. Now we got people laid out, and now there's trouble in paradise. No Kofi Kingston. No Kofi Kingston. So how we feel about this? Are we gonna get the Sammy's gonna turn on the OG bloodline and maybe side with 2.0 bloodline, or are we gonna get a bunch of apologies for the next 4 weeks leading into to War Games, Survivor Series?
That
Because there's a lot of apologies that got to be given.
we're gonna the Sami Zayn apology tour is about to start.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that if Sammy, he's got to address it. He's got to address it. And Raw is tomorrow night in Riyadh. I think we'll get
Raw is in Riyadh
they're in Riyadh
live.
tomorrow night. They're in Riyadh.
That's interesting.
Yeah, buddy. So we're gonna get a live show.
So what
Maybe do
time
we
is
get a
it?
Roman Reigns? Do
What
we get
time?
Jimmy popping out?
What time is it coming on in the States?
That's a good question. It might be a pre-tape show then. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see if we can get that pulled up real quick. Monday Night Raw. Monday Night Raw tomorrow. Same normal time.
Live from Riyadh. Riyadh.
What's today? What's tomorrow's date? Or
Tomorrow should be the 3rd, I believe.
wow, it doesn't even have it listed. That's funny. Tomorrow's the 3rd. It says November 2nd, Crown Jewel. And then there's no November 3rd. And then it goes to November 8th, SmackDown, KeyBank Center, Buffalo, New York, Raw on November 11th, as if there's not a Raw. But they said it going off the air that tomorrow night we'll be in Riyadh. We will be here. He said we'll be here in Riyadh.
Unless it's been pre-taped, I don't see how you broadcast that in.
Well, they probably oh, you did. That's right. They did say tomorrow is Sunday, so they'll probably tape it. They'll probably be pre-taped.
Unless they
They'll
tape
probably be
it
pre-taped.
Sunday, then just broadcast it Monday.
There's no. Let me
But see, that's too
look
big of a
again.
Raw to not be live somewhere. Well, again, Roman and them are on SmackDown, so they might not address it till Friday.
But Sammy and them is on Raw. Sammy and Jay.
Then
So
it's
that
too big of a show to be pre-taped or not live.
he said it's live for the Saudi audience, taped for everyone else Monday night. It's
Okay,
live
so
for tomorrow, but tape for Monday. Okay, bet. So there's the answer. Thank you. Shit, I don't even know how to say it, but Do3M. You know what I mean? Do3M on Instagram.
shout out to you.
Appreciate that.
But yeah,
But
man, it was a good show. I thought it was a solid show. Only missed one match, the end of one match. That was the LA Knight triple threat match. But the rest I saw pretty good.
shit, yeah. I had it as a 7, bro. I had it
7,
as a 7.
I
Yeah.
give it that. I ain't gonna hold you. I pulled up late to the pod because when Cody made his entrance, I laid down, and I've been on the medications, and I was like, you know what, Cody, I'm just gonna miss you, bro. Did Cody and Gunther cook even a little bit?
Um, I said it was missing something. Somebody in here had Cody as a 6. I didn't argue with it because I did feel like it was missing. However, I felt it was a good match. I won't use terms like classic. Cannot. However, I like the end. Gunther, Cody goes for I think a Cody cutter. Gunther catches him for a sleeper, gets ready to roll him up, and then Cody reverses over the top of him, very Bret Hartish, um, to where Gunther can't kick out. So the end I thought worked, and but it was like missing something. Like Gunther was physical, the chops, everything. Cody is just not that.
It's something
Not
missing. It's
that.
something missing with the Cody Rhodes. The whole Cody Rhodes run is just something off. Um, I didn't like Seth Rollins beating Bronson Reed. I didn't like that. This would have been a huge win for Bronson Reed, and I don't think it would have affected Seth any because Bronson he's been on it. But it took everything Seth had and something we never seen before to him to beat Bronson. I never seen a super curve stomp before. Like that was fire. I ain't gonna hold you, but
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Someone else in the chat had already said something similar as far as like Bronson should have won. I think Bronson should have won. I think they made him look strong but before Seth hit the ramp, my man was back on his feet, and Seth is like, "What the fuck are you
yeah.
made
Seth
of?"
had to go do something he never did before, so that was cool. And then Liv Morgan, we gotta talk about it. How invested is WWE in Liv Morgan? Because I didn't think she was gonna win this.
They're highly invested. Remember, we even talked about it. They just got her to a 5-year deal, and then she's selling the her and Dom is selling
It's
very much
getting
so.
to the point where I don't know. I think it at some point you gotta wrestle, right? And defend your title. It's more storyline than in ring work. And I guess that's okay for now, but something gotta change.
Nope. I literally just said this. You know why it doesn't have to change? You know who's got more storyline than in-ring work? And y'all will tell he's one of the greatest of all time. And I'd be like, give me 15 matches.
Who?
Because he's had a 30-year career. The Undertaker. The Undertaker is way more storyline than top tier matches. Bret Hart, he's got a long list. Ric Flair, long list. Shawn Michaels, long list.
Undertaker not in my top five. So,
I mean, but the majority of people have him in like as an all. I mean, he is. He is. Let's not pretend. But the Undertaker has more classic storylines than he has classic matches. You know, him
hey,
versus
but
Joko.
his
He innovated a.
storylines, the Kane storyline is probably the best ever. The streak itself is a storyline. That's just something he couldn't. But even
But think
within
about
his
that. The
storyline,
streak is a storyline, and out of those 21 matches, how many were great?
I
Was it
was there
Big
for
Boss Man?
four
Was
of
it
them.
Jimmy
I was
Snuka?
there for four
Was
of them too, which is
was it
crazy.
Edge? Like which
But even with his character development changed. It was something
no,
still done different.
we can't
This
make excuses for the Undertaker.
I'm not. I'm just saying he did evolve at some point. This is becoming a
Joey, you're
dramatic.
right. Undertaker is not Mr. WrestleMania, not even Mr. SummerSlam. Yet he's got the most. He's
I'm not
got the
arguing it.
most. But this is what I'm saying, bro. The promo stuff and storylines. it can take a character from wherever they're at to the heavens if it's done right. And
Yeah,
this
but
triangle with now
this
they have the
can't
ego thing.
be Lives. This can't be it though. They gotta give us something else. They dumped five
Man,
more
they
years.
just really got into this. They just added Dom at SummerSlam. She didn't have Dom. Dom was with Rhea. They just
When
added that's
people
August.
when people look back at this, it's gonna look crazy.
Yeah, she'll be all right. She puts on decent matches. The problem is who since WrestleMania, I can only think of Zelina Vega as their only title defense really outside
That's really been
of
it.
yeah. That's where I think people will look back and go, who's she fighting? Like, damn, you've over tied her into these situations. But they love her. They love some Liv, man. They love Liv Morgan. Crowd loves Liv Morgan. They love the Dominic thing. They hate Dominic. They hate Liv when they're together. You added Big Mama Cool. What is it? What did he say? Big Mama Cool, Raquel.
She should never
Uh,
talk. She should just be the strong silent type. She should never talk.
hey, that's how Diesel started. Diesel was the strong silent type.
She should be that. She's not a good
Hey,
heel.
that's what you need. These hey, think about who Kevin Nash became and where he was. Remember Vinny Vegas? Remember Oz? No chance of hell
But
he'll ever be a
Raquel
star.
was on a run before she got hurt.
This is why the strong silent type works. Because one, you don't have to wrestle much. You just have to do little shit here and there. And then when you're ready, we can always play the card where you go against your person, and then they'll probably keep living Dom together, and then now it's that beef.
But like I said,
It
I still tie it to Judgment Day. It's just getting a little long in the tooth. But hey, more power to her.
that
I
is
didn't
still a
think she would
thing.
win tonight. It's just a lot. It's a lot of stock being dumped into Liv Morgan.
It's funny
And
you
I'm
say
not
Judgment Day.
hating. I'm not hating. I just want to see where it
Judgment Day
goes.
wasn't here tonight.
Huh?
Judgment Day wasn't here tonight. So when Liv was the only representative from the Judgment Day, nobody. I mean Dom and Raquel, but the others weren't trying to help. What's my
They're not
water?
putting JD McDonough on no plane. JD McDonough got to buy his own ticket.
Liv will get smoked once a few of those NXT girls get called up. Yes and no. It depends
Boots.
on who we're.
She will get cooked.
They ain't gonna let her just drop a title like that. They gonna
She
they.
would get cooked by Stephanie. She would get cooked by Julia. She'll get cooked. Delta, she will get cooked. But I'm not mad at it.
Jordan Grace.
People wanted Liv Morgan. You got Liv Morgan. I think we're about to get a lot of Liv Morgan. More than we've been getting. And hey, to each his own. I'm not hating on it. This story was a lot better in the beginning before Rhea went out. Rhea's comeback, it cooled off real quick. I think even Roman's comeback wasn't as strong as they wanted it to be, even with this match being kind of sped up to how we got here. But how you felt about the Roman match?
I
It didn't feel big. It didn't feel big to me.
I think one going on first hurts, and you can feel it because that's a good point. It didn't feel as big.
It didn't feel
Pause.
big. It's the different interests. I understood that, but it just didn't feel like okay. It didn't feel big. Maybe we're gonna get a bigger feeling a match at War Games, but it didn't feel as big as I thought it would feel. Pause. That's crazy. That's crazy. I just said that.
Archie, you have been asked to explain an opinion on
What?
Instagram. Do3M has asked. He said, "I'm a diehard Cody fan. I think his run has been awesome. I haven't noticed anything missing. He's been perfect the whole year, every PLE. I'm biased, but can you explain your opinion at the Archie Carter?"
What's my opinion?
You said you feel like something's missing from Cody.
A fan, a fan. Let's get that out the way. A fan first and foremost. It's just there's Cody's in a hard position. This would be a hard position for anybody. Stepping up to be the guy to defeat Roman Reigns is not a lot of places you can go after that. To be honest, it's just he's it's just a timing thing, I believe. But I don't think Cody elevated the title any really. His
I
numbers,
think you.
his numbers compared to Roman's, you can't even compare them.
Hey, you know what I did on this show? I read those numbers from 2023 October versus 2024 October. We're almost a million
I
viewers
think it's
lost.
just I think that the Cody people wanted the ending of the story to be such a big deal. And once you get that payoff, what's next? That's the problem Cody's in. It's a what's next and where do you go? Cody's
So
really
I
never had nobody chase him. He was giving away title matches. He gave away a title match to Carmelo Hayes. He gave away a title match to Kevin Owens that Kevin Owens didn't want. Like nobody's chasing Cody. Nobody wants to be champion. It's like when you champion, the dogs are out and you're the hunted now. Nobody's hunting Cody. Cody's hunting everybody else, and he's attached to the bloodline story still. He should be moved on from that.
so
But I mean, there's no hate on his in-ring work. I'm not. He's good on the mic. He checks all the boxes. It's just a timing thing. Sometimes you can be the right person at the wrong time. And the Cody story went. Think about how long this story went. Cody got 2 WrestleManias out of this. It's hard keeping a baby face, people interested in the chase for damn near a year and a half, 2 years. That's very hard to do. And it's just a lot. I think Cody's more of a politician. And again, I said last night, Cody apologized for the press conference with him. He was even a tag champ. He apologized for his press conference with Jey Uso because that was the one time I think we kind of really saw a little bit of who Cody Rhodes really is, and he apologized for it. I don't think we got to see the real Cody Rhodes as a character in person. Again, we're talking about the live and the storyline thing. Storylines can be bigger than your talent and you sometimes, and I think that's the case. And with Cody, because Cody came in hot, super hot. I think he came in at peak WWE Cody Rhodes, and there's really nowhere else for him to go. So that's hard. That's just a hard position for anybody to be in.
I'm a disagree and agree with that. I think he did come in at peak. I think my issue with Cody Rhodes, because I going back to DO3, if you haven't noticed anything missing, I would say rewatch some of this, right? And watch the order. And in our chat, somebody even asked like Cody Rhodes, they were being biased or something like that. And I asked the question, what WWE champion has consistently opened pay-per-views? Opened. Like imagine Floyd Mayweather, Floyd versus Miguel Cotto, and it starts the venue. Imagine Manny Pacquiao taking on De La Hoya, and it starts the pay per view, right? So just keep that in mind. These are your main. This is your world title, and with Cody, he came in peak, but he had a whole roster full of people he had not faced. And the first thing they do after they gave him some monsters to build him. They gave him Brock. They gave him Seth and Hell in a Cell. They gave him these things like holy
Which
shit,
I
Cody,
love.
Cody,
I'm
Cody.
not, yeah, keep your thoughts, Jerry, but I love that.
Right. And then when he finally beat Roman after year two Royal Rumbles, 2 WrestleManias, you start feeding him dog food. First thing you did was give him AJ Styles. Now, most people say, yay, but where was AJ Styles career wise? He just lost at WrestleMania. The same WrestleMania that Cody won, AJ lost to LA Knight. LA Knight should have been the guy, right? But instead, you got the loser of the big match to go against Cody. Then you pull Logan Paul, an inactive guy who's hella inactive.
Out of nowhere.
Give him
No,
out
no,
of nowhere,
they wasn't even
you
in the
know,
same chapter of the book.
you gave him Carmelo Hayes. He just got drafted to SmackDown off of NXT, and we're like, yeah. And then they had the big botch in the center where they went for the Cody Cutter, they miss. Then you go back to let's do the AJ Styles thing again and do the Mark Henry. the retirement thing. So you gave us something we've seen before with a guy who never got hot again.
And they sent him to NXT to
Well, yeah,
to
to
get some of that
do.
NXT energy and crowd. They've been trying to get so much on him that's not naturally on him. Like I
Well,
said,
not even just
nobody's
that.
opening no. The
Even the
champion
fit
should
of
never
a.
open a show. Period. That's old school.
I
That title
agree.
should be the last. Your champion should be the last thing people see holding that title. That was the gripe with
Yes,
Brock.
and
Brock won the title. He went home. You never saw the title. Roman barely defended it, but we saw it. We don't. You should not want to see that title first thing in the show. You know why? Because people not gonna stick around to the end to see it. That's just
so
that's it.
well, here's and this is why history is important
And shout
because
out to
they
that
let history.
viewer that's watching. You know, I appreciate the
Yeah,
question. It's just I just think it's
the
a hard position for anybody to be in. Cody checks a lot of boxes. It's just I think he's a victim of bad booking. WrestleMania 40 documentary shows us that they took the match away from him for whatever reason that was. I don't think the truth is in that documentary because why would they really tell us the truth? It's just bad booking and timing. Think about what HP said. He got 2 Royal Rumble wins, 2 WrestleManias. He came in peak. Where did you go? You can't go no further up than I think the position he came in. So unfortunately, that means you're going to get flat or go down.
so in addition, right? For Do, you have yet to see Cody face one challenger that you felt he couldn't beat. You didn't put him in there with not a single monster yet.
Never been a
He ain't
threat.
gone in there with He ain't got in there with a Braun Strowman. He ain't got in there with a Bronson Reed. He hasn't gotten there with even Sheamus, for that matter. Like
Randy
somebody who can just.
Orton would have been the perfect feud for Cody Rhodes because you feel like this a threat. Randy, okay, he's on maybe his last few years in the company. Plus, they have a history with legacy. Randy Orton would have been the perfect heater for Cody Rhodes, and that's outside of Randy. Is not many other people that he could say up to because Roman was such a big step up. So unfortunately, that's a
Well,
big step down.
remember, there's people on the. If I pull that roster, look what they just did with Bronson Reed. They made a monster to go at Seth. They made him. They made one,
They
and they can do this
that could have
all the
easily been
time.
Cody Rhodes.
That could have easily been Cody Rhodes. Easily. Think about this. Odyssey Jones was on that roster before this should happen before you could have did something very similar with Odyssey Jones just coming out of nowhere. Shinsuke Nakamura, the strong style just coming out like I'm sick of this. You ain't been nothing. I've been looking to smoke you since you went over to New Japan, since you went to blah blah blah. You could have just been what? And then sent Sensei on a run and go right against Cody. Like, how the fuck you gonna stop this dude who's king of the strong? His style is
Even
is
with
is is
AJ,
better
you
than you.
could have attached the Good Brothers and brung up the history of New Japan. Made it a little real. The Bullet Club, all that. It's just the book. It was like the booking that Cody
It's
has been
bad.
under is
It's
just
bad. It's been
not. He's not
poor.
been booked well. He's not been made to look like a threat. He's not been made to look like there's even a threat for his title. It's just the
And
booking.
you made friends with all the other potential threats. Kevin Owens. Then come on, Kevin, you deserve a shot. He's like, I don't even want to.
I don't want it.
Randy Orton. You sent him over to Gunther to lose. Now Randy's got to build himself back up. And I guarantee you this: KO was the one who attacked Cody and said he snapped. Randy's gonna lose this feud because they want to build KO up to go against
And look
uh
at the booking right there. Randy was fighting Kevin after he just beat Cody up in the parking lot. What Cody should be on his ass every week. I'm on you. Like I'm hunting you. I'm the champ. You don't do that to me. And it just
not not to mention, I said this on the thing here. What I expected when they were doing that broadcast, not the broadcast, the champions, because they're the crown jewel when they brought out Liv, Kevin Owens to interrupt it and go straight at Cody because Triple H himself said that man has snapped. He is not the same. And by breaking that shit up, like, what are you doing? This is their time. And Cody, I mean, he'd be like, I don't care. He took away my time. He devalued my time. So I'm gonna devalue his and
And
everything
in
he
the
stands
middle of
for.
that, somebody could have knocked Liv Morgan down, and who runs out to cash in? Tiffany Stratton.
So
Easy.
the
The booking
booking,
is so easy that I think they just don't do it sometimes. I'm mad dark.
they want the
That's how
long
dark
term,
I
and
was.
I get it. But waiting for a payoff at WrestleMania year to year and trying to have people hold tight, like Jey Uso was 28 days, but really, I don't know. This Braun Breaker is steady doing nothing right now. No contender in sight.
What did you
I
make
mean, it's
out of
Jey
Roman Reigns side eyeing the Usos? Like, and then I heard Cole say, "Oh, look at the amusement on his face." I think that was a little bit of disgust. I didn't view that as he was amused. He was like, "What are these dudes doing?"
I think so too.
He was like,
I think
"Yeah, good question though. It's just tough position."
yeah. Again, there's no real monsters. Like they keep bringing like Obafemi's a good guy to bring him to SmackDown. Do not put him on Raw. You got Braun Strowman over there. You got Braun Breaker over there. You got Bronson Reed over there. There's a lot of Braun over there, right? There's a lot of Braun. SmackDown don't have no monsters. There's no one to be scared of. So who is Cody gonna fight that makes you go, oh shit? Like, let me give you an example of the boyhood dream has come true for Shawn Michaels. Beats Bret Hart. WrestleMania, the next pay-per-view, he's going against Diesel in a no-hold-barred match. You know what I mean? Then he's taking on crazy ass mankind. Yeah, then he's taking on Vader, who was hot. You know what I'm saying? So it's these people that you see and like, I don't know. Cody ain't got that. He ain't got it. So he's cold. And hey, and again, October 2024 viewership, I read those numbers
That's why they
versus
attached him
October
to the
20.
hottest story going, the bloodline. You have to attach him to that.
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. I mean, you have to now, but I would have tried to develop people to go against and keep the line run. You have Bobby Lashley in y'all grips, and y'all just let him go. Bobby Lashley would have been a great guy to go against Cody. You want to see if Cody can really handle it? Boom, physical is Bobby Lashley, man. But they wasted this. Wasted this. Putting Cody in physical matches, physical demanding, grinding it out. Then Shinsuke Nakamura coming, then AJ Styles finally coming at him. You know what I'm
And the
saying? I'm
thing
not gonna
is,
retire
he
without
can
a.
do that. That's the style he can work. He can work the stiff, tough. He can do that.
But they're not doing. And then you go into Crown Jewel versus Gunther. If his title one would have had Bobby Lashley 2 matches or 2 or 3 matches, uh, AJ 2 matches, we didn't need him versus Logan Paul. For what? Logan Paul wasn't even defending his own belt.
Yeah, this was a match. Yeah, well for Logan, but
Yeah, and then it's like Logan's belt isn't even on the line. Like, all right, this ain't going nowhere. Then we already know what's the outcome. You know, so I mean, that's pretty much all I got. And as a diehard Cody fan, he's a good champion. He's just a poorly booked champion. And WWE booking is so focused on 2 to 3 things. They're not looking at the forest from the trees. Look at all this roster. What are they doing? Who are they battling? Like I said, Baron Corbin was let go. The Lone Wolf, you should be looking at characters to make him look like or similar to. And Craven the Hunter is a perfect example of what the Lone Wolf should be.
and there's a lot of people from when Cody first started that's still there that they could have been like, "Yo, I always wanted to get my hands on you." The Miz would have been a good heater. You know what I'm saying?
For Cody, yeah.
Randy's was a good heater. It's people that was still there from when Cody initially got into the company that could say, "Hey, you, I've always wanted to." John Cena's on the farewell tour. That would have been something to see.
I think we'll still get that one though. I think that is something we will get. Because
We've
I
got
think
nothing since they've announced it. So
no, maybe he's training right now because god damn, when are we gonna get something?
he's definitely
Um
a lot smaller than he was when he was in the WWE.
oh
So
yeah.
I'm sure that's affecting
Oh yeah.
affecting him. He's a lot lean. Roman looked really lean tonight. Roman looked lean.
Roman's peak though. Roman looks still good, just lean, but like not too lean. Like Bautista looks lean, like super like he can't wrestle
Yeah.
no more. He can't wrestle. It's done. John Cena is like at the cusp of that. like very lean. We need to put him back in the tanning salon, get his color up, maybe even let him grow his beard and cut this off and let because he's pale. He's too pale. He's Sheamus pale. He looked Sheamus pale at WrestleMania, and I'm like, dang.
Yeah, Cena look. Cena look. He don't look. He don't have that bulk on him how he used to. Everybody ain't
Yeah,
in. Everybody ain't still at it like the Rock. The Rock looks insane.
Brock be like, we clanging and banging, and it's we clanging and banging. That's yeah. But The Rock gets booked for his look. Like damn near directly. He'd be like,
Yeah.
"I'm not wearing a fucking suit. I don't want to wear a muscle suit. These are
All he
my
do is
actual
run through
muscles
the
on Black
jungle
Adam."
in his movies, so he got to be buff to run through jungles in movies, I guess.
Well, no, you remember? Oh yeah, Black Adam though was decent at best, I guess.
I've never
But
you
you
and
know,
him the only two people that saw that movie.
no, Black Adam was a lot of people saw it and they were disappointed. No, a lot of people were hyped because they had brought back Henry Cavill and he fucked him over. But anyway, but that's the Cody stance, man. They've been fucking Cody since Cody over with opponents, and I don't think Cody gonna say anything. You
Even
can't keep
with
fighting
Rock
guys your size.
labeling it Cody crybabies, you put a certain. It's just a bunch of different stains on Cody that he just got to live with. So
Thank you, Miss Awesome Saucy. Raw is being taped tomorrow, so Raw will be. So we are getting a pre-taped episode. Damn, but it ain't as bad as last week's Raw. I mean, last week's SmackDown. They
well,
they taped it a week early,
yeah, but you know the spoilers are gonna come out. So
but it won't be as bad. It won't be as bad. I mean, also that's Riyadh. Riyadh, they strict over there. If they say no cell phones and shit, they'll be, hey, bro, them people listen. It ain't like America. America be like, "Fuck you, yeah, I got two phones, motherfucker." Like, damn, bro, that's a lot. Chill out. Americans, we
I
do what
was
we
about to
want,
say
and then
something, but I ain't gonna say it.
say it.
Nah, you ain't gonna get me. I'm already in YouTube jail.
Fair enough. I don't want you to be in no more trouble. But that's
Yeah,
all.
it was
I had to
solid,
show it a
solid,
7.
solid, good show, man. I watched. I got through a lot of it. Like I said, at the end, I didn't get through Cody's match,
You know what? That says a lot, though, too. Cody, it just, I don't know.
and I like
I
Gunther.
expected.
I saw the entrances, and I felt like, well, I'm not gonna really miss too much. I knew the match would be good. I like the stiff style Gunther works, and I like when Cody works that style too. Cody has a very slow, old school pace to his matches, which I enjoy. So it's nothing about the in ring work. It's nothing about. It's just the booking.
This is why he needs to be booked against men where it's a threat to him. Like, oh
And
shit,
it's like
like
they've
who's
been
coming?
calling him the
Drew
quarterback. They've
McIntyre.
been calling him the quarterback now. Like a good quarterback on a bad team, you're not going to win. We've seen a lot of good quarterbacks, but if you don't have the right people around you and the right schedule, you won't win.
It's a damn shame.
And what
But
affects a football team? The front office, the ownership, who we gonna bring around you, how we gonna play you, what style we gonna play you. So it's a lot of stuff behind the scenes that's probably affecting Cody's run. That's why he has to do the extra stuff. They even mentioned it. From what I did hear, it was like he does the PR. He doesn't want to miss an appearance. He doesn't want to not sign an autograph because he has to make up somewhere where they're not really pouring. You know what I mean? Fixing them. He got to be a politician. I've been saying that he's a politician. And remember, y'all go
that's
vote.
legit.
Speaking of politicians, go vote. Election day is what? Tuesday. So
Tuesday.
wherever you stand, that's your political stance. Wherever you voice your opinion, that's on you. But voice it. That's all. Do your thing. Hit that ballot box.
But yeah, that's pretty much it. Where did you rate the show again?
I'll give it a 7. It was good.
7.
That
Okay,
crowd
yeah,
was
that's
just
right.
chanting anything at one point. Like they was just chanting. Like I got started to get a little annoyed a little bit.
Terrell Hubbard gave it 6 out of 10. Nazir James gave it 6 out of 10. Joey Savage gave it a 7. I gave it a 7. You just said 7. And then going back on Twitter. My man, I forgot my man Mogul Motivated was like, that shit is trash. He even put the trash can logo up.
Oh
And then
man,
I asked him for a number. He said the number, with all due respect, the pay-per-view was a 6. So I'm like, that's okay, you know. Boog, NFF Boog, he said it was an 8 out of 10. Um, so
I think it all averages out to about 6.57. So
6.5. So yeah, that's about right.
we all in agreement. It's a lot. It's always kind of a spectacle. They give it. People calling it a glorified house show when it first became a thing. But I think we stuck. But we not stuck. But we're getting crown jewel for the foreseeable future once a year. This
Does it need to
recording
change?
in the Raw thing is interesting. That's very interesting to me. They're expanding the amount of time that they're there and the shows. Wouldn't surprise me if they did a Mania or something over there. Because with those Mania ticket prices, you got to be the king of Saudi Arabia to afford them. Because them ticket prices are crazy.
Hey, I just even decided I don't think I'm gonna go, man. I think 'cause SummerSlam is in Jersey, and I'm from Jersey, so it's like, ooh, and it gives me more time to save the money to
With
put
them
up for
prices, if
everything.
I go, I ain't gonna be able to get home. WrestleMania, I've
Yeah, I
never
was looking
seen
at it.
ticket prices that high for anything. Not even Super Bowl is normally the measuring stick for ticket prices. World Series, even these WrestleMania prices, I don't think they want nobody to come.
There is no cheap seats.
The cheapest started at like 800,
Yeah,
and now
yeah, the
with
cheap
resellers,
seats.
the cheapest seat is like $1,500.
You know, the nose when I remember I put in the chat, I was like, yo, y'all still going? Because I had it ready to order. I know I wasn't gonna get those like suite because they was talking about 6 bands for the suite, and I'm like, that's a lot, bro. That's a lot. And then I got my real life situation pending, about to go back to like
And it's
that's a
two
decision.
nights. It's Vegas. It's yeah, the WrestleMania. It
It's a
wouldn't
lot.
surprise me if we got a actual PLE or Mania in Riyadh.
Yeah, they were chanting it too. And then Triple H says, yes, WrestleMania will be in Las Vegas this year. And they started booing like a motherfucker. Like no one told them WrestleMania was decided where it was at, I guess. I don't know. But I also think Riyadh is a good place for it. Not WrestleMania, but for an event. I just think Crown Jewel, when you got the major events and where they are, Royal Rumble in January, WrestleMania March, April, King of the Ring in June, SummerSlam in August, and then you got Survivor Series in November. There's really not a place for another specific. And now the theme of it will be champion versus champion every year. So
Yeah,
you
that's gonna
derail
that's gonna get
storylines
old
a little
fast
bit.
unless you have two people that you really want to see against each other. That's not cross branding. That's
What
the
they
thing.
should do,
The brands
what they
blend too
should
much.
what they should do, since this is so close to Survivor Series, is make Crown Jewel directly impact Survivor Series. Women's title. When we have our women's elimination match, the winner will pick like either the style of match it is or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like something like
That's
Royal Rumble.
if it's a brand versus brand thing. That's not always the
It should
case, though.
always be.
It
It should
should,
always be since
but it's not always the case.
it's not. But I'm gonna say this: it should always be in the fact that if you got this, where it's brand versus brand for titles, and it's 1 month, it's the same month as Survivor Series. It should just lead right in, and at least you do one match that's brand versus brand, and then that dictates how many slots you get at the Royal Rumble. Like it's a whole big carry on. Like if your brand wins, you get 20 slots at the Royal Rumble. The other brand gets 10. What? That's fucked up. Hey, Survivor Series, War Games. There's a reason why it's War Games. So it's bragging rights. Everything impacts everything. Or maybe it's 18 slots. So
But
you get
look
a
at
few
look at
extra
just look at
people.
this year's War Games. The only champion involved is Cody. Well, he's going to be involved, right? But as of right now, it's just Bloodline. So it wouldn't even, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But another
But you
conversation for
could do
another
it.
day. Crown Jewel was pretty good. So yeah, man. Raw. I guess we'll be here for the Raw recap. If they don't spoil it all, I don't know. But
We'll still be here for it. It just might not be as long as,
yeah,
if
we
we watch
gotta
it on Twitter, maybe we'll go live after the Twitter drop.
see. That's the thing about
Assholes. Don't
WWE. They drop clips and stuff, so they might clip up. Who knows, bro? But we'll let y'all know. We'll see y'all Monday. Thank y'all for tuning in. If you're not subscribed to the YouTube, please subscribe to the YouTube. Hit that notification bell. Shout out to King HP for holding it down. I woke up from my slumber and said, "Oh, let me hop in and holler at my mans." But we appreciate each and every
Yo,
one of y'all. Huh?
your brain must work like mine. I literally was about to get off. So I was like, we're at the last part with Sami Zayn. I did that last. I saved the bloodline for last. So I literally covered the
And I was
whole
like, man,
card.
let me go. Tag me in, baby. Tag me in. Like Jade
Yeah, I seen you
Cargill or
pop
them.
in. I was like, oh shit. All right, fuck it.
So yeah. And they look good too. Shout out to the women. That women match cooked. That was fire.
Which
This
one?
the tag match.
Oh
For
yeah, yeah, the Fatal Four.
Chikara and Lash, they ready. They ready. This was a big stage for them. They ready. So, but we'll
Hey,
get
you
into
seen
all
how
that.
they
What happened?
you seen how they did that like stare off between Jade and Lash? Just let's measure the odds and see if they
Jay,
like
bro.
each other.
Jay, Lash is gonna be a problem. Lash is gonna be what they want Jade to be. I'm telling you. Remember this
Yes,
conversation?
yes,
Because
yes.
it is what it is. It's still high tag strong strength spot. So they just dressed it up with 8 other women tonight. But it was all good, man. We'll see y'all Monday night for the Raw recap. I'm the Archie Carter. That's King HP. Attitude Era Podcast. Peace.